Hello and welcome hardworking aspirants, and today's class is going to be very important because you don't get this content free on YouTube. And going ahead you will see why these terminologies that are related with the South Indian dynasties that are asked again and again, and in the absence of this content many aspirants face a lot of problems. So this is one class that you should really not miss. And also, if you want to get the PDF of this class, you should join our Telegram channel. The link is given in the description. And along with that, you can also ask us any question, whatever the question you want to ask us. The phone number is given below. At the end of every slide you will find that. And not only that, guys, if you're interested and you're an aspirant of UPSC, TSPSC Group 1 or TSPSC Group 2, guys, this is the opportunity for you. Right now we are giving you 50% straight away discount, so you can call on the numbers given below and get enrolled. Let's get started with our class today. So we are going to see few of these South Indian dynasties like the Cheras, the Cholas, the Pandyas, the Pallava, Travancore, Cochin, Zamorin. We will also see the Chalukyas, the Rashtrakutas, the Tuluva, Aravidu, and the Bahmani kingdom, and the terminologies. That is very important. So without wasting any time, let's get started with the Chera dynasty. Chera dynasty, some notable rulers were like Uthin Cheralathan, and he was the earliest known Chera ruler. After him, we will see Nedun Jeral Adan, that defeated 7 crown kings and earned the title Adhiraja. Then Cheran Sengotuan. Cheran Sengotuan, obviously one of the most famous Chera ruler that we know about. He was also known as Red Chera or Good Chera, most celebrated, and he also is very famous for introducing the Pattini cult, where you worship Kannagi. And sometimes he is also known as Vanavaramban, that means king whose kingdom reaches the sky. Kulasekara Verma, also known as Perumal, was also very famous. He had the title of great ruler. The terminologies and titles, let's see very quickly. So we have the titles as Kerala Putras, or the son of Kerala, the formal designation for the Chera kings. Then we also see Cheral. Cheral means the ruler of Chera land. Then the Perumal. Perumal is a later title meaning great ruler used by the Chera kings. And we also have Vanchipala. That means the protector of Vanchi. Vanchi or the Vanji, whatever you call it, was the capital of the Cheras. Capital Vanji, that you have already seen, known as Vanchi or Karur. Emblem was bow and arrow. Important ports, if you talk about Muziri and Tondi, were the important ports, and the regional name was Chera Nadu or Kerala. This is of the Cheras. Let's see about the Cholas now. Cholas, notable rulers: Vijayanagar Chola, founder of Imperial Chola dynasty. Then we have Raja I, who took the title of Chakravartigal, that's universal ruler. Rajendra I founded Gangai Kond Cholapuram and used titles reflecting conquest and imperial sovereignty. And we also see emperors often appended Deva to their names. So for example, Raja Deva, that is a synonym of God. We'll also see the chronology of the imperial Chola dynasty. We have already done this when we were seeing the Cheras, Cholas and the Pandyas in very comprehensive way. That class is already available in the playlist. You can go back and see those classes. The Chola rulers were known by several distinctive titles and terminologies, like when we talk about their capital was Pajaiyarai or the Thanjavur or the Gangaikond Cholapuram. Mandalams were known as the provinces. Valandus are the subdivisions of the mandalams. Then we have the Kottams or the Kutrams, that is the administrative units below Valandus. And then we have Kurram or Nadus, that is the village clusters. Okay. Next, the Pandyan dynasty, if you see, the regional name was Pandya Mandalam. Then we have Thena Mandalam, and we also have Pandyanadu. The Uttara Mantri, that is the prime minister, not the ruler title, the prime minister. The capital was Madurai, and the rulers were known as Pandyas. Movenda, this is a very famous terminology. In Tamil, for three chiefs, that is the Cholas, the Cheras and the Pandya, this term Movendar is used. The Pandya rulers were known by several distinctive titles and the terminologies. Uttara Mantri, that is the Prime Minister. Then we have Elittu Mandapam, that is the Royal Secretariat. Military commanders like Palilivelan, Prantakan, we will also see the Maranaditan and the Tenavan Tamijhavel. Royal architecture is Tirumulagai and the Manaparan Tirumulagai royal palaces, and the major port, if you talk about that, was the Tuthukudi or the Kayala Pattinam. The administrative terminologies of the Pandyas, Valandus, that is the administrative division. Then we have the Nadus and the Kurrams, that is the subdivision representing groups of villages. Mangalam, also the Brahmin settlement with the royal names. So, okay. Next, see the Pallava dynasty, the notable rulers and the events. The word Pallava means creeper or branch in Sanskrit and arrow or spruce in Tamil. The dynasty controlled Tondai Mandalam region. Dharma Maharaja, that is the primary royal title. Then we have the Avan Simha, that is the lion of the earth. And then we also have Simha Vishnu Pottarayan. Titles like Mattavilasa, Vichitra Chitta and Gunabhara were taken by the major southern rulers for this time. For example, Mahendra Varman, one of the Pallavas, had this title of Mattavilasa, Vichitra Chitta and the Gunabhara. The Pallava rulers were known by several distinctive titles and the terminologies. Let's see them. The Simha Vishnu defeated Kalavaras, inaugurated imperial Pallava rule. Then we have the Mahendra Varman 1, 600 to 630 Common Era. Peak of the Pallava power was at his time. And then we have the Narsimha Varman 1, known as Mammala or the wrestler. He is also very famous for defeating Pulakesin too. Now, the administrative terminologies, the capital was Kanchipuram or Kanchi. Kottams were the administrative divisions. Sabha Ur Nagaram, local self-government bodies for Brahmin villages, general villages and merchant towns respectively. Travancore kingdom, if we see, there were notable rulers and the events like Marthanda Varma, the Maharaja of the Travancore, took the title Padmanabha Dasa, that is the servant of Padmanabha Vishnu. Okay, so Padmanabha temple is very famous, so he was known as Padmanabha Dasa. Vanchipala, that is the additional royal epithet, and the famous Thirapaddi Danam ceremony in 1750 saw Marthanda Varma dictate his kingdoms to Lord Padmanabha, making all subsequent ruler ceremony a service to the god or to the deity. The Travancore rulers were known by several distinctive titles and terminologies. Dynasty name was Venad Kulasekara dynasty. Capital initially was Kollam. Later it became Thiruvananthapuram. Founding ruler was Anisam Thirunal Marthanda Varma. And the administrative terminology, if you talk about Devan or Dalava, were the prime minister. Then Neethajithu Pillai was the secretary. Then Resam Pillai under secretary. Then we also have the Sarvadhikaris, that is the district administrators, and the Valia Saravahi, that is the foreign affairs minister. The Cochin kingdoms, if you see, the Cochin royal family was known by multiple designations. We have the Perum Dapu Swarupam, then we have the Kuru Swarupam, then we have the Madarajyam, Gosisiri Rajyam, that is the alternate kingdom names. We also see the royal titles like the title for the king where Perum Padapu Velia Thampuran, that is the title for the king. Then we have the Mada Mahisan, then we have Gosri Bhupan, we have Kuru Bhumi Bhrit, that is the various appellation for the rulers, and the Gangadhara Kovil Adhikarakal, that is the head of all temples. So that was for the Cochin kingdom. Let's see the Cochin rulers. First son was Ramavarma, then second son Kerala Varma, then the third son Rabi Varma, fourth son Goda Varma, discontinued after 1663. That's for the Cochin rulers. And the Diwan or the Dalavoy was the prime minister, and Perum Padapu Mupil is the eldest member of the temple authority. That are the terminologies for the Cochin. Now let's see the Zamorin of Calicut. The Zamorin Malayalam Samutiri derives from Sanskrit Swami and Sri, meaning emperor. Historical variations include Samutiri or Samorim, that in Portuguese they started to say him as Samorin, that is in Dutch. We also see the Puntarakon or the Puntharakon, that is the victor or lord of Punthara. And then we will also see Kunnalakon Nathiri, that is the lord of hills and the waves. That's for the Jamorins. The Jamorins were having several distinctive titles and terminologies also. The Jamorin belonged to the Eradi subcaste of the Samantan community and originally ruled Erand, and they claimed the title Birayan after annexing parts of Vallunad. Then administrative centers, if you see, primary capital was Calicut or Kozhikode, secondary seat was Ponani, Tiruchur and the Cranganore, and the major ports were Panthalini, Kollam, Calicut, Tanur and Ponnani. Okay, then next let's see about the Kolathunadu. This Kolathunadu, Kola Swarupam was the primary dynasty name, kingdom of Kannur, European designation, and Chirakkal, that is the later period name. Royal structure was Kolathiri, was the title of the supreme ruler. Then we have the Thikkelamakur, that is the southern regent. Then we have Veddakalmkur, that is the northern regent. And then we have Nalamkur and Anjamkur, that is the court attendants. That is for the Kolathunadu. Okay, let's see the next one. That is the Chalukya dynasty. The Chalukya dynasty, the royal title was the Chalukya rulers employed impressive titles like Vallaveshwara. Then we have the titles like the Satyasrai, then Rana Vikrama, Rajasimha, other titles of the Pulakeshin one. Chalukya Parmeshwara was the supreme imperial title, and we also have the paternalistic control over the administrative approach. The Chalukya rulers were known by several distinctive titles. Let's see them. Major rulers: Pulakeshin founded, performed 5 yagnas for paramount status. Pulakeshin II, greatest ruler, first to issue gold coinage and also was very famous for defeating Harshavardhana. Administrative structure: capital was Badami or Vatapi, Vishya as the districts. Then Bisyadhapati is the district administrator. We have the Mahamatya, that is the prime minister, and the royal emblem was Varaha or boar. Varaha was an avatar of Vishnu. That is also something that we should know. The Aihole inscription that is related with Pulakeshin II, Aihole Parasasti is also what it is known as, is a Sanskrit inscription found on the walls of the Meguti Jain temple in Aihole, Karnataka. It was composed by the Jain poet Ravi Kirti, who served as a court poet and minister for the Chalukya king Pulakeshin II. From here, we also come to know about Pulakeshin II defeating Harshavardhana. The inscription is a crucial primary source for understanding the history of Chalukya dynasty. It details the genealogy of Chalukya family and highlights Pulakeshin II's military achievements, including his victory over Harsa, a powerful North Indian ruler. Satavahana dynasty, let's see the kings used named like Satakarni and Satavahana. Primary name variations like the Satavahana, Satakarni, Satakani and Salivahana was also there. Gautami Putra Satakarni, a very famous ruler. Alternative designations were Andhras in the Puranas, and the regional identification was Andhras or Andhra Bhrityas. Okay, that is for the Satavahana dynasty, and that in the map also you can see. This is very nicely given. So if you want this PDFs, I again repeat you should join the Telegram channel and comment at the below. There you are also getting the phone number, so there also you can call and inquire for more. The Satavahana rulers were known by several distinctive titles and terminologies. The military organization like the Kakatas and the Skandhavaras were the military camps or the cantonment areas. Then we have the Senapati as the provincial governor, and Gramika or Gaumika, that is the village head commanding military regiment. When we see about the administrative structure, capitals were Pratisthana, that is the Pathan, and Amravati, that is the Dharani Kota. Ahara, that is the district subdivision administered by Amatyas or Mahamatras, and Rashtras, that is the administrative decisions. Maharashtras, that is the official of Rashtras. Next, let's see the Rashtrakuta dynasty. Rashtrakuta rulers adopted grandiose titles like we have Prithvi Vallabha, we have Maharaja Dhiraja, we have Parameshwara, we have Param Bhattaraka, that is the imperial titles of Danti Durga. We also see Alkavarsa, that is the constant reigner, and Subhatunga, that is the high in prosperity. Dhanavarsa, that is heavy reigner, and Sri Vallava, that is favorite of fortune. Then Rashtrakuta means the chief of a Rashtra. They claimed a descent from the Rashtrikas or Ratikas mentioned in Asoka's edicts. Okay. Now the Satvana rulers were known by several distinctive titles also. Capital was Manya Kheta, that is Malkhed. Then we also see Mahasandhi Vigrahi, that is the chief minister. Then Dandanayaka, that is the army commander. And Mahasaptaladhikrita, that is the foreign minister. Let's see the Western Ganga dynasty, notable rulers and the events, title, significance. Dharmaraj was the distinctive title used by the Western Ganga rulers. The dynastic name was Western Gangas, distinguished from Eastern Ganga of Kalinga. Royal symbols were the crest or the Mother Gajendra, that is lordly elephant in root, and the banner was Pincha Dhwaja, that is the bunch of flowers. Early capital, if you talk about, it was Kolar in 350 to 550 Common Era. Later capital, if you see, it was Talakadu on Kaveri river banks, and the royal residence is Manakunda in 7th century and Manyapura in 8th century. That was for the Western Ganga dynasty. Let's see about the Kakatiya dynasty. The Kakatiyas were unique for having Rudrama Devi and one of the few queens in Indian history whose rule was noted by Marco Polo. So this becomes very important. Capital was Orugalu, that is the modern Warangal. Government system, monarchical system with law of primogeniture, and the power structure, if you see, decentralized between ruler and the subordinates. So here you see the Rudrama Devi and the others also, the rulers which were very famous. So you can watch out. Again, I repeat, you can get this PDF, join our Telegram channel, and you can comment on the this YouTube video. There also we will help you. Now the Hoysala dynasty, notable rulers and the events. The dynasty's name derives from the legend of Sala or the Hoysala killing a tiger, earning the name Hoysala, meaning the one who strikes. Capital initially was Belur, later moved to Halebedu, that is the Dwara Samudra. Panch Pradhanas or the 5 major ministers, and Dandanayaka or Senadhipati or the army commanders were famous here. Administrative divisions, if you see, Nadu, Vishyas, Kampana, Desa, provinces in descending order of size. This is again very important. Please emphasize on this. And then we have Gavandas or the revenue officials, and Nyaya Samutris or Nyayadhisas, local court officials. Okay, Seuna or the Yadava dynasty, that is something we'll take a look now. Dynasty name and etymology, if you see, primary names was Seuna, Sevina or the Yadavas of Devagiri. Name origin derived from the second ruler Seuna Chandra. The capital Devagiri, present day Daulatabad, and the regional extent from Tungabhadra to the Narmada rivers. Kannada influence was there. Many rulers had Kannada names like Dhadiyappa, Bhilamma and Rajugi. So that is about the Seuna or the Yadava dynasty. Then next is the Vijayanagar Empire dynasty. Sangama dynasty, where you see the founder is Harihara I and Bukkarai. The capital initially was Anegondi, later it becomes Vijayanagar or Hampi, and the dynasty named after the Bhavana Sangama, father of the founders. Saluva dynasty, if you see, Saluva military title meaning hawk. Mahamandaleshwara, that is the title conferred on Saluva Narsimha, and the founder was Saluva Narsimha Deva Raya. Okay, next the terminology of Vijayanagar administration, let's check them. So the center, the king Raya was the source of all power. King was also known as Raya. Council of ministers who advised the king were from Brahmana, Vaishya and Kshatriyas. The Rajya Mandalam, if you see, provinces Amar Nayaka, and then we'll also see system Nayaka system, and the Naiks were feudal military chiefs who could have a revenue assignments. Then the Nadu was the basic unit of administration, Venthi, a group of Nadus. We see Sthala, that is a cluster of villages, and Gram villages, our administration, were local officials who maintained village administrations. Okay. Next, we will see the next topic, Tuluva dynasty. That's 1491 to 1570. Muru ran. We will see Muru Rayara Ganda. Then we see Kannada Rajya Rama Ramana and Andhra Bhoja. That is the title of Krishna Deva Raya. And we'll also see the Kulaguru. That is the Vastirtha, served as a spiritual guide to Krishna Deva Raya. Okay. Aravidu dynasty is the capital is Penukonda, the later Chandragiri and Vellore. Royal titles were Gobramana and Pratipalanacharya, that is the protector of cows and the Brahmins, and last rulers continued as rise of Anegundi after empire's fall. Next, the Bahmani Sultanate, and I think this is the last one. The notable rulers and the events, if you see, Sultan's titles. Alauddin Bahman Shah, that is the founder's title. Then administrative titles like the Khan, Malik, given to officers. Qutubul Malik, that is the Khwaja Jahan special distinction. The court official as Wakil as Sultanate, that is the chief minister. Amir-e-Jumla as the finance minister. Sadri Jahan, chief judicial authority, and Tarafdars were the provincial governors. The Tarafs were the provinces, and the Sarla sub-reps were the military administrative divisions recognized by the Mahmud Ghawan. Okay, capitals were the Gulbarga initial, and later it became Bidar for the Bahmani Sultanate. Let's see now a few of the questions which were asked related to this topics that we have studied. To consider the following dynasties: Hoysalas, Gandhawala, Kakatiya and Yadava. Sorry, Hoysala, Gadhwal. Okay, it is Gadhwal, Kakatiya and Yadava. How many of our dynasties established their kingdoms in the southern part of India? So leaving one, the other three were the part of the southern part of India, and you can see by pausing the video. And once again, I repeat, if you want these questions, if you want this complete PDFs, join our Telegram channel or call in the numbers given below to inquire for more. Who among the following rulers in ancient India had assumed the title Matta Vilasa, Vichitra Chitta and Gunabhara? So obviously it was none other but Mahendra Varman I. So you can again pause the video and see the details. With reference to South Indian history, Korkai, Pumpuhar and Muchiri were well known as the port cities. These were the port cities. And the next question is, with reference to ancient South India, which one of the following is the correct sequence in descending order? So we have not the ascending but the descending. So the largest will be the first and the smallest will be at the bottom: Mandalam, Velandu, then the Nadu and the Kottam. And the last question, consider the following statements regarding the Chola administration. Ur was a village assembly of Brahmin landowners. Sabha looked after town and cities. So this is exchange with each other. Nagaram was an organization of merchants. Only 3 looks to be correct and 3 is the correct answer. With that, we have come to the end of the class, but this can be the beginning for you. If you are an aspirant, you can join one-on-one live mentorship with Deepika ma'am, having 20 plus years of experience and who can guide you towards the administrative services. So don't waste any time, call on the numbers given below and also subscribe to our Telegram channel so that you can get the PDFs for free and keep working hard. Thank you so much. We'll meet again if you subscribe.